I was 25, working at Burger King, renting a room, and I was like, I got nothing going on in life. If you find what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And I had to think, what do I love? I love teaching. I'm passionate about teaching. I'll do it for free, which I did. I quit 2 weeks later because I told myself, if I'm here, I'm gonna get comfortable. I'm not gonna wanna follow my dream. I have to shut that door. Bro, you couldn't tell me nothing. I'm like, I fucking know everything now. And then they took it and I'm like, I don't know shit. So it humbled me. There's some people that gotta get humbled, bro.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Driven. In today's episode, we have a very special guest. Today we have Reyes The Entrepreneur. Now, with Reyes, it's been a while since we've known each other. I know we've known each other we worked together for the last year. We watched you for quite a bit. I know I started watching you when you started doing your vending machine business, and I know Juan, you started doing it
when
before.
You were still like I think picking oranges and then like selling like soda on the side. I started watching you since then, so and that's definitely one of the things I'm like, oh man, like that. But the fact that you're doing that, like trying businesses, that's something that definitely like inspired me too.
Nice. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
And so before we continue, just to introduce you, I think you would do a better job. So for the people who don't know you, could you just explain who you are, what you do, and how you got started?
Yeah, my name is Reyes The Entrepreneur. I love starting businesses, man. That's my thing. And pretty much I have a YouTube channel where the first couple of years I took people through the journey of how to grow and start their own business. And I haven't really focused on my main channel because now I'm focusing on, instead of doing side hustles, I'm focusing on building a company. And that's what I've been doing for the last 2 years. But that's pretty much it, man.
And looking at your channel, I noticed on YouTube, I think your first video was a homeless journey.
Yep.
Yeah. So why did you decide because I know it was on purpose.
Yeah.
I remember from one of your videos, from what I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, you decided that was the best route to go to kind of push you. Mm-hmm. Why did you decide to go that route and not any other route?
A lot of people don't know this. I was homeless before that one. And so it wasn't really new to me, but I wanted to push myself. And a funny story is I was 25, working at Burger King, renting a room, and I was like, I got nothing going on in life. So I had two choices. Either I was going to start a family or I was going to go 100% into this whole YouTube thing. Mm-hmm. I needed something different in my life. So I started talking to a girl, met on POF. You guys know what POF is?
Nah.
No. Oh man, it's the whole thing. It's
okay.
Plenty of Fish. It's a dating website,
Oh,
right?
okay, I see.
So I was fishing there, right?
Plenty of Fish.
Yeah, Plenty of Fish. And then I was talking to this girl, and we started dating. And a month in, like I told you, I had the mentality that either I'm gonna start YouTube or I'm gonna start a family. I need a change in my life. And I asked her out, and we were cool. And after a month, I asked her, "Hey, I want to start something with you." She had a 2-year-old too, but I'm like, I want to start something. How do you feel about it? And she was the deciding factor. Either I was going to start a family or go do the YouTube thing. She rejected me, bro. She said, I'm sorry. I have school. I have work. I have a kid. I can't really handle a boyfriend right now. I'm like, okay, cool. And, I was different back then. I deleted her number. A week later, I'm like, I'm going into this whole YouTube thing. I put in my 2-week notice at Burger King. I didn't even wait the 2 weeks. I went in and I'm like, hey, I got to do something different with my life. Here's my 2 weeks. The next day, I called in. I'm not coming back. I'm sorry. And I had $200 in my pocket. But I wanted to go 100% into YouTube. But I didn't want to be one of those YouTube channels that just gave advice. I want to show people. And that's why I'm like, I don't have a business. I don't have money. What do I know that I could show them? I could show them the struggle. Because I told you, that wasn't the first time I was homeless. So I already had experience on what to do. Let me take people through the journey. 3 months in, I was able to save money. And I got a place. But that's really what started my whole YouTube journey in 2015. And from 2015 to 2018, I was working dead-end jobs trying to make YouTube happen. Like I told you, I went 100% in. And funny thing is, one of my jobs that I got, they offered me a manager position, which is a raise pay, benefits, set schedule Monday through Friday, because they liked the way I worked. Yeah. I rejected them, and not only did I say no, I quit 2 weeks later because I told myself, If I'm here, I'm gonna get comfortable. I'm not gonna want to follow my dream. I have to shut that door. And I quit, and I went to go work in the fields. And when that happened, because I mean, you start something like YouTube, you think it's gonna take off. Yeah. Nah, what I tell people, it's a grind. Now that I know that, and pretty much when I was picking those fruits, because something you guys don't know, you know that chick I told you that rejected me? Yeah. She hit me up a month later and said, "Hey, can we give us another shot?" And I told her, "Look, I'm sleeping in my car for this YouTube thing. I'm not stable financially. You do what you want to do." And she goes, "I'm down to ride." And she's my girl now. You know, we've been together 8 years. She's been there since day one. I put a ring on it already. So she's mine, guys. Right? Don't DM her.
Don't DM.
And then pretty much, man, from 2015 to 2018, I went from job to job to job trying to make the YouTube thing happen. 2018, finally one video took off. And I've been doing YouTube ever since, full time.
Why YouTube? Because I know you said you didn't want to be at a dead-end job. You were working at Burger King. So why YouTube and not any other business? So
as I was going through the journey of trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I'm like, I need mentors. So I started reading a lot of books. And the number one thing I read that really stuck with me is, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you get the same results. So that's why I needed a change. Second thing that really stuck with me was, if you find what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And I had to think, what do I love? I love teaching. I'm passionate about teaching. I'll do it for free, which I did. That's why I do free 99 knowledge. And pretty much I was doing the YouTube thing. Don't get me wrong, the money would have been nice. But I'm like, what can I teach? Oh, people don't know this. I went to college, graduated from community college with my liberal arts, which I used for nothing. And I was going to transfer to a university, Fresno State, and to become a math teacher, because I love teaching. When I went to go talk to a counselor, we got my classes, we got this and that, and they're like, how would you like to pay? I'm like, I don't got money. Well, you could take our student loan. And one thing I learned from my mom was never be in debt, because that really, I saw her growing up having to pay those payments, struggling, you know? So I was like, I don't want to do that. And after that, I didn't go, and I chose entrepreneurship. But of course, I was failing every business multiple times. But then once I started reading books, I started really seeing that the reason I failing is normal, but you only fail if you quit. And that's what I was doing. I was quitting every side hustle. And I was like, what doesn't work? And then one day, which is the 2018, when my one viral video went out, was the t-shirt business. Because I'm like, I'm going to do a t-shirt business again for the 4th time. But this time I'm going to stick with it. I stuck with it, and I was able to make it into my full-time income 6 months later. But of course, I documented it on YouTube. That's what people liked it. And that's what really gave me that jump on YouTube. And then I tried different hustles. And that's pretty much it, man.
What kept you going? Because I know for like me and my brother, we're in business together. It isn't the first business we failed. We started selling life insurance like straight out of high school. And then I know you were 18, 19.
Yeah.
After that, it failed. We followed up by, what did we follow up with?
It was the clothing business where we used to buy pallets from like Macy's and these other department stores. So we bought them in bulk, the ones that were, people didn't want. And so we just, bought them, listed them online, and then they sold for a discount. And so that was pretty much our next business.
And I know with that business, we went into debt. We went into like a lot of debt. We took out loans. We thought it was going to be our biggest business ever. We took out loans. We just went all in, but we failed. And so like starting out, we weren't starting fresh. We were starting into debt. And, eventually we got into this business. But throughout that whole journey, we didn't quit. Like we kept on going because we had a reason of why we wanted to continue. Why do you think you had that reason of you were grinding, you were going out in the fields, you were doing side hustle after side hustle until something hit? What kept you going?
Yeah, because I really want to mention, like for us, it was like my mom. Like, because she pretty much sacrificed her whole life for us. And so we just wanted to repay her back. And so that was the reason, I would say, that why we kept on going. Yeah. But kind of following up on that question, like why? Why do you what kept you going? Why?
You know what, man? A lot of people don't know this about me, and it doesn't show. I'm lazy. I can't do a regular job, bro. Wake up every day, have to listen to somebody, not take the days off. And another thing I read in one of those books was, you will never live life when you're making somebody else rich. And I was like, man, I want to be my own boss, because even though I work a lot, you guys know a lot, you stress out a lot on your shoulders. The freedom. Like right now, look, we're doing a podcast in the middle of the day, something that we enjoy. Who could do that with a day job? You know what I mean? And I just decided 2015, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm going to be my own boss, so I could do whatever I want to do. And another thing people think is that, oh, you're your own boss, you get to sleep in, you get all this money spent. No, it's not that. But I do it for the freedom, because I do have kids. And like, for example, I had this, I was booked this whole week. And then I got a couple cancellations because it's winter, you know? And I'm like, man, my kids are having a end of the year, they're going to sing and this and that for the school. I'm taking the day off. And I'm going to go and watch them. I can't do that with a regular job. So pretty much, bro, I just don't like listening to people. I like doing whatever I want to do. Even if I'm a struggle, I'd rather struggle doing whatever I want to do than live comfortable, making somebody else rich, and not have control of my time. So that's it, bro. I'm just low-key lazy, man. You know?
Yeah. Now, I think more than laziness, I think it's just how you mentioned having that freedom.
Yes.
Yeah, because I seen like your Instagram stories, you grind, you wake up at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning to edit. And like you mentioned, that's what some people don't understand. When you're your old boss, you have some people, they say, oh, I have freedom, I could work, I don't have to work and I'm still gonna make money. But I think to an extent you get a satisfaction of working that much, knowing it's for yourself.
Yes. So one thing I tell my wife too is I love working to where I'm mentally tired. I don't know if you guys ever experienced that, like you can't think anymore, like you're brain dead. I love getting to the point, because that tells me I did everything I could that day. You know what I mean? So I love getting to that point. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But that's my goal every day, bro. I want to be, at the end of the day, I want to be like brain dead, knowing that I went as hard as possible. I have a question for you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
So I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs.
Okay.
You guys went into debt, right?
Yeah.
But you guys had the mentality that you guys were going to take over the world. What's something that you would have told yourself to prevent that? Or do you feel you had to go through that struggle, through that debt to learn?
At least from my point of view, I think that's something that we had to go through. It's kind of like, you know how like they say that the lesson that you really learn is the ones that you actually experience. And so for us, I think we had to go into do that struggle, because now we that happened, and so we kind of knew what not to do. We knew not to overextend ourselves. Like for example, when we saw some inventory that we thought was gonna do good, we got some money out, and so we knew not to over leverage pretty much our the business, the money, and the loans. And so I think that's something that it stuck with us, because that's like, what was it, total $80,000 in debt that we had. We didn't want to go through that. And so now in this business, that's definitely something that we're not gonna go through again, because we learned that lesson. And so we learned it, we experienced it, and we learned it hard. And that's something that we didn't. And we're appreciative of it, because thinking of it now, like, imagine that didn't happen. And so now we're like, there's this loans available, there's this opportunity. Let's go ahead and take out a loan, like massive loan, and then use it for that opportunity. And if something bad were to happen, I think that would have been the end of it. Like, because at that point, like we were 80,000, we could still get jobs and still pay off the the payments. But at this point, I don't think we would have been able to pay it off. And so I'm glad that happened before, because that taught us a really valuable lesson. And so now that won't happen again. So I think that had to happen.
And I know I didn't get my success till 2018 with the t-shirt business, but like we mentioned, I failed a lot of business before. And just how you mentioned, each failure taught me a new lesson. Like now that I'm growing this, I already know how to be patient. I already know how to give that good customer service. I already know how much I could handle, how to push myself because of those failures. And also the mentality to be professional. Because when I was younger, I used to joke around way more. I used to have that homie vibe with customers, knowing now that you can't do that. They could do it with you, but you can't be homies with a lot of people. And one thing I learned from those failures was I draw the line with every customer. Make sure I don't pass that line, because I don't know about you guys, because you guys maybe deal with online people, but once you cross that line into friendships, you blur business and friendships together. And I've had experiences where a customer wanted homie privileges, you know. It's kind of like, dang, I don't want to roll like that.
Yeah.
But that's how we learn, the hard way sometimes.
No, definitely.
For sure. Just continuing your journey. I know 2020. Oh, you said you had your big success 2018.
2018.
And then what made you decide to actually like make it a business where you started your own media company?
So I was doing it by myself, growing my YouTube channel mainly, and then 2020 happened, COVID. And it shut down because I was doing ride-alongs. I couldn't do a lot of businesses. And I was like, and I took that year off, to be honest with you, bro. And funny thing is, 2020, I didn't produce a lot of content. I still made the same amount of money than 2019. Yeah. You know, that's why I love YouTube. It's still making me money to this day. But 2020 happened. I took it super easy. I got lazy. I got comfortable. 2021, I was like, okay, I want to try something different. And that's the thing with me. I love building things, but once it becomes boring, I want to jump into the next thing. And that's why I always tried a lot of hustles. But now looking back, that was my downfall because I didn't stick with it long enough. For example, my media company that I have now, I started in 2021, and I was like, I'm already doing YouTube. I'm already doing interviews, the ride-alongs. Yeah. Let me do the same thing, but with other entrepreneurs for their own channels. So I tried out a barber. I spent 3 months trying to help him grow. Nothing. But I learned a very valuable lesson. Personality matters a lot. Then I tried a t-shirt business. 3 months. They paid me $1,000. And I told them, I'm going to get you monetized in 3 months. Challenging myself. They hit like $789. No, 789 subscribers. I had a clause in there. I'm going to give you a refund if you don't get monetized. They didn't get monetized. But that's the second thing I learned. I need to promote it. So that's what makes me different. That I have a platform already. You know? The third person was Hunter's Mobile Detailing. He blew up in the first month because I applied everything I learned from those two. Right now he's at 75,000 subscribers. And he's my longest client, 2 years. But that's why I really decided to start a media company, because I was bored. I just got bored 2020, wanted to start something new. But here's the difference. This is the different thing with the media company. I told myself, I don't care how it goes, I'm going to stick with it. And I'm going to make it a success. Because when the first barber quit, I could chose something else. But I'm like, no, let me keep trying. When the second t-shirt guy didn't achieve the goals and I had to give, man, that refund hurt, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was low-key hoping he would say, oh, you try your best, you could keep it. He goes, hey, what's my refund? And I'm like, here you go, man, that hurt. But I'm like, okay, let me keep trying. I'm going to keep trying until it works. And the third person, the detailer, blew up. He's the reason why, and another detailer, they're the reason why I got all my other detailers. They saw why I was. Oh, here's the third thing I learned is the niche. Detailing is a huge community. There's a lot of car enthusiasts who love cleaning their own cars, and detailers just fit perfectly in there. So that's why I'm taking over the whole detailing game on YouTube. But don't get me wrong, bro. I was focusing on YouTube. 6 months in, I was getting like 1 or 2 clients every other month. It's slow. That's one thing I had to learn the hard way, but that's why I was able to tough it out. It's slow at the beginning, and you need to build your name. The first year, I only had like 3 or 4 clients. The second year was 21. This is the second year already. And now this management is bringing in more money than my regular YouTube channel. But because I stuck with it and I'm learning and I'm expanding. But I had to be good at YouTube videos. Once I was good at YouTube videos, then about a year ago in October, I decided to try Instagram Reels. You know, because it's 2 different animals. Here's the thing. One thing I learned the hard way, don't spread yourself too thin. Because when I first started, I could have been, I'm a full media company. YouTube, podcast, Instagram Reels, real estate photography. You know, I could have added all those, but I'm like, no, I want to be good at one thing, the YouTube. I'm pretty good. I pretty much automated. Now let me try the Reels. I took courses. And remember, I was managing you guys' Reels too. I was still learning, you know. But with every client, just like before, I learned and I learned and I learned. And now I'm having great success with Instagram Reels. And now my next thing is restaurants. Shooting content for their food. Just like before, I tried barbers. Making Instagram reel for barbers, nothing, bro. I put out, I'm taking pictures for real estate because real estate people need pictures and videos, right? Nobody hit me up. I guess there's something going on with the market. Trying restaurants, but the point is, I don't have everything figured out, but I'm gonna keep trying until I find something that's gonna work. So right now, YouTube and Instagram, and now I'm gonna try restaurants. But so we'll see how it goes.
Why do you think detailing took off? And I know, like you said, that there's a big community within the detailing, but I know it's like everything is visual. Barbers are visuals. Real estate is visuals.
So here's the thing about detailing. 2020 COVID, nobody had work. What's the easiest hustle you could do? Get a bucket, a sponge. You're a detailer. I work with a lot of we call them COVID babies, you know, and that's it, man. That specific industry just blew up. And here's the thing. A lot of people are learning from YouTube. We call it YouTube University. That free 99 knowledge. That's what I mainly focus on. And that's why I only work with entrepreneurs. Because there's always somebody looking for knowledge on how to detail better, how to clean a tire, how to start detailing business, best chemicals. There's always going to be people looking for that. Even not just detailers, but like I mentioned before, cars enthusiasts. Someone has a Ferrari. What's the best and safest chemical for my tires? You know, so it's the niche, really.
Just following up, backtracking a little bit. I know 2021, you put out a video that it was your biggest month, December 2021.
Oh, it was a good month,
yeah. Which was, if you don't mind me sharing, it was like 30K, right?
30K, bro.
So like, I'm pretty sure like when we hit those numbers, it was like, is this even real? Yeah. And I know following up the next month, it started going down.
Yep.
Which January was a little bit less.
Yep.
And so following it was a little bit less. But I know during that time, you wanted to expand your media company.
Yep.
So you had an editor, you had a video editor,
Yep.
and then you had gotten a social media manager.
So I got a camera guy full-time. I got a content manager full-time. And I had an editor full-time. And I got an office. Talk about blowing fucking money real fast. So that's a hard thing I learned the hard way. But here's the thing. My mentality at that point was, man, I had a great month. If I just throw more money into it, it's going to grow more. That's not how it works. Because my biggest mistake was relying on those people to do jobs they weren't trained for and really had no passion for. Because that really taught me. I mean, it sucked when I went through it, and I kid you not, I blew through the store 1,000 real quick. Now I know what to do with the money. But it's just a learning lesson, man. So after that, I gave it a couple months. I was barely surviving. I let go of the camera guy. I let go of the content manager. My editor is part-time, which she's still with me to this day. I went from an office to my home office, and that's it, bro. And I'm still on the grind. But that's one thing I learned about YouTube. You can't rely on it because you're going to have a great month, just like in business. And then maybe later, it's going to start slowing down. So right now, that's why I'm focusing on the media company, because nowadays, everybody needs social media. But another thing I learned from business and reading books, what makes you different than the rest? Like, for example, a lot of businesses, they're like, oh, I just need a videographer. And you mainly do. But me, I'm a content manager. Think of the ideas. I go record you. We edit. We pose. You know, we do all the work. So that's what makes me different. But that's why I focus on that.
What do you think is different from right now? Like how you're going to plan on growing it? Because I know, like you said, you just threw in a bunch of money. You wanted to hire people. You wanted it to explode. What do you think you're doing different? Because you're growing month after month.
Yeah.
So how are you going to do things different? Or how do you plan on doing things different?
So here's the thing. You know, you ever heard something called the 4-hour work week?
I heard of the book. I have not read it, but I've heard of it.
I heard a book, right? Selling Dreams over there. I don't know. I haven't read it. You guys let us know. But the point is, a lot of people preach, oh, just get the key people and you won't have to do none of the work and all that. That was the mentality with the 30,000. Now I understand I have to do most of the work. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm only going to hire a camera guy, which is my next move, when I have overflow of customers. I want to be so booked out. And last week, that's where I was booked out the whole week. 2 clients sent me up, Reyes, you have a slot for me? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm this close to hiring a camera guy so he can take over the new business. But see, that's where the experience comes in, because now I know hey, it's about to slow down. And sure enough, this week, bro, got cancellations. Nobody's hitting me up because it's slow. It's Christmas. It's December 13th right now. Everybody's broke. So see, now I know. Instead of trying to go hard during the slow season, let me take my time. Let me build. Let me try new things. And then once January, February comes, if I'm still getting booked out, that's when I start training a camera guy to take care of the overflow. That's the game plan. But one thing I learned, the mentality had to change, that I need to go slower, but more precise. You know, not just try to go fast in every direction. Boom, I'm going this direction at this speed. And now it's just patience.
That's very interesting hearing someone else's perspective, because I think, if entrepreneurs have gone through it, I'm pretty sure they're going to agree that we've pretty much what you've gone through, we've gone through. I'm pretty sure other entrepreneurs have gone through the same thing.
Everybody, man.
Yeah.
Everybody goes through the same thing.
So what advice would you give for young entrepreneurs wanting to start, whether it's a media company, whether it's just side hustle, vending machine, detailing, barbers? What would you recommend?
See, it depends on the person, because everybody has different situations, different mentalities, and they could tolerate different levels of stress. Like me, I'm the type of guy, throw me to the wolves, I'll survive. I'm stressing. Like, for example, perfect example is I work with a lot of clients. They're slowing down. Some didn't pay me on time, but the rent had to be paid on the first, and I was hella short. What do? You know, I have a family. I have a wife. I have 2 kids. You know, we can't afford to get evicted. Yeah. What do you do? Am I going to tell somebody, hey, go all in, risk not paying your bills? I could handle that. Yeah. Not everybody could handle that. And plus, and another thing, I've read this on Instagram, and it's so true. To be successful, you need to get comfortable dealing with a level of stress that is going to break somebody else. Like, there's somebody out there listening who can't pay their rent, and they're stressing, bro. It's just a normal Tuesday for me. I'm like, fuck it, bro. I'm going to be late. I'll hustle. I'll sell. I'll do what I want. Because I've gone through that before. You know, and I know how to push myself if I have to. Sure, I sell my shoes. I'll sell the laptop to make this and that. My advice is figure out how much you could handle and what you're comfortable handling, but push yourself a little bit. You know? And I wish I could tell people don't go into debt, but maybe that's how they're going to learn. That's how you guys learn. But somebody else, it might ruin their life. And here's the thing. I don't like giving advice like that, because if you give the right advice to the wrong person, they're going to take it wrong. You know, and I've experienced that when I gave someone constructive criticism and they took it to heart and they quit. And I don't know if it was 100% my fault because they quit, but I'm like, I wish I didn't tell them anything. Because here's the thing, and maybe I'm asking you guys, if you knew what you were going to go through, for example, when you went on debt, before you went on debt, someone told you, hey, you guys are going to do this. You're going to go in $80,000 worth of debt, and you're going to have to do whatever you have to do to survive. Would you do it? Not knowing how it's going to come out, you know?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I get you.
So sometimes it's like, I don't want to tell people what to do or what they're going to expect, because it's going to discourage them and maybe change their lives. Like me, I don't like people telling me what to do, first of all. But secondly, I want to figure things out on my own, because I know I could handle different levels of stress or responsibilities than other people. And sometimes I shoot myself in the foot. But guess what, bro? I've dug myself out of holes so many times. That is nothing to me. I could lose everything today, which I have. I had an eBay business. I don't know if you guys know about that. And I was making about $7,000 a month, bro. It was real good. But I was selling like Hello Kitty and Raiders. They caught me slipping.
Yeah, the copyright.
I kid you not, though. I was making that. I was balling. I wasn't saving nothing, because I'm like, oh, it's going to keep coming in. One day I got banned. I lost everything. I couldn't afford my apartment. Couldn't afford my car. I sold it. I gave up the apartment. That's when I went to go rent a room. And I hate saying this, bro, but I went back to McDonald's. I went to go get a regular job because I had no income. And that was just one time I lost everything and had to rebuild. I've gone through like 5 or 6 things where I lost everything. And I'm like, oh, it is what it is. What do I got to do to get back on top? And that's it. But that's my experience, you know?
And do you think with the amount of level of stress that comes with being an entrepreneur, you think with all that, there's a lot of stress in being an entrepreneur. Do you think everyone's cut out, or everyone that wants to be an entrepreneur is cut out to be an entrepreneur?
No, man. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and I've talked to a lot of entrepreneurs over the years. So many quit, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurts my heart so much because they're like, I'm not getting enough customers. I'm not charging enough. It's not consistent. And that's where you really figure out if this is for you, because nah, man, there's just some people can't. But here's the thing. I don't want to discourage somebody from not trying. Try it out. And here's the thing. Another thing is you have to know what you want from it. Like me, I want to make a company. I want to grow this to as big as possible. Nothing wrong with having a side hustle. We call them weekend warriors. Yeah. Or that they only do it like on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays, or on the days off. That's cool too. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to get from it, go ahead. But the only way to really figure it out is by doing it and pushing yourself and see how it comes out.
Do you think people could build that tolerance of stress? Because I know how you mentioned that you don't want to give people advice, or you don't want to tell the reality of entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. And how some people aren't cut out for it. But do you think some people can build up to that level of stress?
Yes, but that's something they have to figure out on their own. For example, the entrepreneurs I work with, they are successful. They've been doing it for many years, and they have a reason to keep doing it. Whether it's their family, their kids, their mom and dad, they're taking care, I noticed entrepreneurs that still live at home, they're comfortable. They don't really push themselves because they only need a little bit of money. And don't get me wrong, they're working, they're grinding, but they're not grinding as hard as someone who's not going to pay their rent next week. You know what I mean? So they could build a tolerance with stress. That was your question, right?
Yeah. Could someone build up the stress level? Because I know, like how you mentioned, some people aren't cut out for it. But I would like to believe I build up my stress level, because before, like, it would be like a lot of pressure. You have all these, all these people to take care of. You have all these bills. Not too long ago, like the example, our previous landlord, they want to keep the security deposit, and it's over $20,000.
And they want to charge us too. We supposedly owe money.
What? Yeah. What's the reason though?
And that's one thing people have to realize when you get into not purchasing, but leasing a building for commercial property. It's a lot different than residential. So you have something called the triple N, meaning that you pay all utilities, you pay taxes, you pay their taxes, their property taxes, you pay any fees. So you pretty much pay everything, and they just collect money. And so I know during that time when we signed the lease in 2020, there was one owner. He sold the building, and so they had to reappraise it, and it reappraised for a lot more. And so because of that, we had to pay more. We had to pay our percentage. So that's why they wanted to charge more. That's why.
So see, that's stressful.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. And then we'll go around the room to see how you handle it. Like, okay, see, this is how I handle stuff like that. I would say, how much is he going to give you back? Nothing? He wants all of it?
So he wants, they want to keep because it's a company. And that's the thing. It's a company. They want to keep that deposit, which is over $20,000. And they want to charge us an extra $8,000.
That's rough. Now, what's your options?
And that's the thing. It's just we could stress over it. We could look into it, which we did look into it.
Like sue them?
Oh, we could, but it's part of the contract. And that's a learning lesson for us. So residential properties are a lot different than commercial.
Damn, bro. Me? I just eat that. I be like, I take it on the chin, bro. Like the first year I did taxes after my YouTube took off, I had to pay $30,000, bro. It fucking hurt, bro. I was so mad at the world. Sometimes you just gotta take that stuff to the chin and be like, nah, I know. And then next year I'm like, oh, I gotta write off more things. And then the year after that, oh, let me figure this out. You know what I mean? What cash? I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? But so what are you guys doing right now with it? Where you at?
So with that, it's just, it is what it is. More than anything, it's a learning experience.
So you're letting it go, or you don't know yet?
Yeah. So yeah, we're just, it is what it is. It's a learning experience. And, moving forward, we know what to do now.
You know what, though? But it's a deposit. Yeah. I move into places all the time. I never get my deposit back, bro. So I guess I don't know. But yeah, man. Damn. Well, good luck, bro. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, like I was mentioning, it's just, do you think people can build up that tolerance? Because a while ago, that would have affected us a lot. We would have been stressing. And so personally, I do believe that people can.
So that's why I'm grateful how I started, because I started small. Side hustles from my room. You know, I heard this, and as you guys could tell, I take things from a lot of people, and one of them is when you start a business, you can make $100 mistakes, you can make $1,000 mistakes, or $10,000 mistakes. It's gonna be the same mistake. It's just how much is it gonna cost you. And when I first started side hustles, I was making those $10 mistakes, bro. Oh, this customer was upset because I didn't make the shirt. Okay, let me spend $10 on a new shirt. You know, imagine if I would have started with a bang, a full warehouse. Oh, this company, they said I misspelled 10,000 shirts. Oh, bro, there goes $10,000. Same mistake, but different levels. So that's what I mean. I wish I could tell people start small, but I deal with this all the time, and I just keep my mouth shut. A lot of youngsters, bro, they want to take over the world. They want to go boom 100 miles an hour. They want to go into debt because they know how it's gonna work, you know. And I can't bash them because I was like that when I first started. When my eBay business took off, bro, you couldn't tell me nothing. I'm like, I fucking know everything now. And then they took it, and I'm like, I don't know shit. You know? So it humbled me. There's some people that gotta get humbled, bro.
And so with that, so pretty much you would say getting humble is what kind of brought your ego down.
Definitely. And I see a lot of people have that ego and they haven't been humble, but I'm no one to humble them. Hopefully life teaches them. But like, for example, a lot of people look at me and they're like, Reyes, you're the same person in camera and off camera. Reyes, you give that good customer service. You're always smiling. I learned that the hard way because I used to walk in, be like, I'm the shit. I know everything. And another thing is, here's one thing I picked up, and I'm not trying to bash anybody, you know? One thing I picked up was the youngsters who force their advice on other people are the ones with the big egos because they think they know everything. Like right now, I have this youngster, and see, it sucks because I don't want to bring it up, but just to let people know, he's giving me advice, even though I've been doing this for much longer. You know, he goes, hey, you need to raise your prices. You need to change your packaging. And I'm like, this guy. And then I finally told him, hey, bro, how many clients do you got? And I figured out I make more than him. How could he be giving me advice when I make more than him? But that's where my humbleness comes in. I'm like, hey, bro, thank you so much for the advice. I'll take it into consideration. Because here's the thing. One thing I learned the hard way. When you try to humble somebody or correct them, there's a big chance they're going to get upset. And now you just made an enemy. And another thing I learned the hard way, never burn bridges, never close doors. Perfect example is, we used to work together, right? I used to make content for you guys. But then you guys wanted something, and I'm like, this is what I could offer. And it could have ended bad. I could say, no, you're wrong, or no, it's not going to work. But I'm like, you know what? That's what you want to do. That's not what I'm good at. But let's keep in touch. If you guys need help, let me know. And look, now we're doing a podcast. You know what I mean? But just to show people, I had to go through my own evolution, be humbled, and another thing is, now, besides my family, my business comes first. It still hurts sometimes, but I've decided, and I'm practicing not to take things personal. You know, because I get a couple clients. You know, you get those clients, they're either picky, they're having a bad day, so they want to take it out on you. I had this customer be like, Reyes, where's the video? You're lagging it. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm so sorry. Let me double check. Oh, I sent it to you a week ago and you approved it. And it's scheduled to go up tomorrow. He goes, oh, bro, I'm just having a bad day, man. I'm sorry, but thank you so much. You know, I had to learn how to handle those conversations. But another thing is, even though my business is first, I've learned to get my personal time. Sunday, you hit me up Sunday, that's my family day, I'm not going to respond back. You call me 100 times, I'm not going to answer till Monday. After 5 p.m., I'm not going to answer. And sometimes, because I work with editors, and even I edit and it takes a while, I'm late sometimes. I'll communicate that, hey, I'm so sorry, I'm going to be late. But I do not let a customer rush me, you know, because then it's going to stress me out. And I realized you also got to know in business what type of customers you want. I don't want a customer that's going to be on my ass doing this and that, you know? I want a chill customer. So that's what I mainly focus on. But how about you guys? You guys ever have one of those customers when you're selling on Amazon and be like, hey, I thought it was gonna be bigger. How do you handle that?
Now we receive a large volume of orders, so we do receive those customers, and then when it comes to that, it's like, am I gonna spend all this time, all this energy, all this stress to kind of like just focus on this one individual, or is it just kind of like, okay, it is what it is, let's give them a refund and then just let it go? And it's just like all that stress and time spent, it's just, just give them the $40-$50 refund and then just move on, because then the things that you move on, it'll produce more, and then instead of focusing on the other one. So that's pretty much just how we deal with them. And so
see, and that goes into how you deal with it. You've learned how to deal, and you're comfortable with that decision. I'm the same way, bro. I'd rather give someone a refund and move forward than try to deal with them and spend the extra time and then that extra emotional investment into it,
As a young entrepreneur, when we were young, and definitely that's something I believe that I was going to take over the world, like you said.
Everybody, me too, bro, me too.
Definitely, and it's just a part of business, a part of journey. You're going to have some good days, you're going to have some good months, you're going to have some good years, but then something's going to happen that you're not used to, or you don't have the knowledge to deal with it at that moment. So, you're going to get humbled, per se. But definitely, I think that's very good information. But also moving forward, what are your plans?
My social media company. This is everything right now. This is my 100% focus on it. So I'm focusing here in Los Angeles. I'm trying to build my clientele. Once I get that overflow, start training a camera person and get them to get more customers. And once they are fully booked, hire another camera person. And then, as you guys could tell, I'm taking my time with it, but I'm taking more strategic steps. And only hire people if the business could afford it. So right now, if it can't afford it, I can't hire anybody. So once that, and then ultimately, I would love to get an office here in LA and start offering photo shoots, podcasts, more things for entrepreneurs. But I'm taking my time and I'm going step by step.
Would you move here?
I thought about it, man. Well, I was supposed to like 2-3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But it's just a different vibe. Move here permanently? No. Because we live in a small town, super quiet, affordable. Yes. Don't got to worry about strangers coming up. It's sketchy over here sometimes. And super expensive. And it takes me like 30-40 minutes to go to a Walmart. Over there, super close. Move here? No. But either have a studio or an office where I could work here. Because I'm here 4 or 5 times a week already. Focusing this, So I wouldn't move here permanently, but I'll have a spot at least. Right now I'm doing Airbnbs. And that's working for me.
Yeah, and then why LA out of all the places? I know you're repping it up, but why LA? I wanted to
It's huge.
It's huge?
It's huge. And I get a lot more customers. I've tried getting customers in LA, Monterey, Sacramento, Las Vegas. LA's the only business that's popping. That's another thing I learned. Focus on what's working. Because look, I could be 1 week in LA and 1 week in Sacramento trying to get customers over there. And I wasn't getting enough customers to make sense. Because the 2-3 days I was over in Sacramento, I could spend here trying to get more clients here that want my service here. And then another reason LA, it's Hollywood, bro. Everybody wants to be famous, and that's why I'm here to help.
You said you wanted to hire people.
Yes.
Do you think that's going to be a challenge? Because that's one thing we learned, hiring the right people. Because you could hire either, and it's just not to go into the topic, but I know you could hire experience or you could hire to train.
So I've been hiring people. That's one of the things I've been trying to do. I've hired over 24 people in the course of my entrepreneurship. And one thing that I feel works for me is hiring people who are interested, but don't want to do this their whole life and hardly any experience. Because I work with people with experience. They think they know everything and they have their habits and we bump heads. I had this one guy. I hired him as an editor, 12-year experience, worked for news, TV, everything, right? He comes into the office and me and my editor are working off a MacBook and we're getting the job done. He walks in, he goes, hey, where's the monitors? I'm like, no, we have a MacBook. He goes, I can't work on that. I'm like, well, we make it work. Nah, so he went to go home, get his monitors, get a big setup thing. And then I'm like, okay, look, there's a time frame. We need the edits done. Don't do anything fancy. And he goes, but I could really color change this, or I could really perfect the audio and this and that. And I'm like, okay, I understand, but because of our price point, we can't spend that extra time on it. And he goes, then you're not doing great quality work. But I told him that's not what we're focusing on right now. We're focusing on people who are starting out their YouTube journey. They're not super picky on quality. They just want something out there. And plus, I'm charging like 30, 40 bucks per video, you know? So it's not a lot. Of course, I gotten better. But, and then they got to a point where I'm like, hey, bro, I don't think this is the right fit for you. And he left mad, bro. But that's one thing I learned. I was actually training like 2 camera people 2 months ago, testing out the waters. And one thing I learned was that I was trying to train someone virtually. Like, hey, here's the detailer, here's the scripts, here's the shots. But one thing I learned is they need a personality and they need to be able to guide the detailer. Because one thing I do is I work with a lot of brand new people who've never been on camera. They need that extra patience and they need that guidance. And I could provide that very well. Now I know I need to train somebody. And another thing is, I trained 2 camera people a couple months ago on kind of like a side hustle status. I'll hit you up if I have something for you. Okay. I realize a lot of people don't want that. Yeah. They want that secure, even if it's part-time, like, hey, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, from 8 to 12. They want that secure because they have other hustles, they have other jobs. Yeah. So that's one thing I learned. So that's why I'm only going to hire a camera guy once I have enough work for them. Okay. That's the thing I learned. And I'm still going to learn a lot more things, but I'm not going to stop learning. And I'm only going to continue to grow. So that's pretty much it, man.
Have you ever thought of doing Fiverr or not? You want someone in-house?
I have an editor from the Philippines right now. Yeah. So Fiverr does work, but I also have an editor in America. Because that editor has access to all my clients and my own pages because she helps me post. I don't want to give somebody else that responsibility from another country because I don't know them. You know, so that's why I have the American editor, helps me upload and finalize things, and I have editor from the Philippines who puts everything together for me, and it's way cheaper, you know. But that's it. Yep.
Yeah, I think that was it was inspirational because I know, like, I do like when it comes to, I like hearing people's stories. I like hearing where they come from, their journey, you know, where they're going, and it's because, you know, we went through that. So we, you know, I like to see that, but. You know, thank you so much, Reyes, for coming on. Where can people find you?
Reyes The Entrepreneur, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. That's it right there, man. But I mainly respond on Instagram. Okay. So if anybody wants any services, hit me up on Instagram.
And then what do you service particularly? Or is there, you open to everything or just a few?
So I travel anywhere in California. I mainly focus in LA because that's where I get most clients. But I've gone to Sacramento, all the way up. I've gone to San Diego. I'll go anywhere in California. And people outside of California, I do offer virtual editing where I give them ideas, I send them scripts, they record themselves, and then we put it all together for them.
Is it any business or just specifically certain issues?
It has to be a business. You know, I don't do vlogs, I don't do prank videos, I don't do anything like that. Because with business, I know exactly, well, because I send them a script they could use as a guideline. I don't know no makeup things or this and that, no music things. I really know entrepreneurship. And I know what people are looking for on YouTube. So that's why I focus on entrepreneurship.
So that was another episode of Driven. Today we had, like I mentioned, a very special guest, Reyes The Entrepreneur. If you guys liked, you know, anything he said, you know, make sure to follow his journey. Like, he's going to come out with he's going to take over the media space.
Nah, see, that's that mentality. I'll do what I can. I want to. But I'm still growing, man. I'm still growing, and I'm taking my time.
Yeah, so definitely, like, if you are interested in the media space or you want to grow a media company, anything media related, go ahead and follow Reyes' journey. He's gonna you post regularly, no? On
Instagram, yep.
Yeah, on Instagram. So give him a follow and follow his journey.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm about to get back into posting on my YouTube channel, but I'm switching it where it's gonna be a family vlog. Okay. Yeah, cause my girl hustles. She's a Zumba instructor, and she's doing Walmart Sparks. I think you guys heard about it. Walmart Sparks. Yeah. It's like DoorDash, but only for Walmart. And then my daughter, she's she sells bracelets. She loves money. My boy, he's washing cars. You know, so yeah, we're gonna turn that into that.
So yeah, make sure to give him a follow his journey. But yeah, pretty much with that being said, thank you guys for watching. This has been another episode of Driven, and we'll see you on the next one.